Hey everyone, Noah Walker here with my video series, Accumulated Knowledge for Team Cardhoarder. This week I'm playing some more Ad Nauseam Tendrils. And here we are in a league. And yeah, I won the die roll, so yes, I would love to play first. This hand is okay. It's a little land heavy, but it has duress, which is really important. Hand's probably just not good enough though. I think I'm going to have to mulligan. Adnos is pretty good if I can play it on an early turn, but even here, I don't think I can do it turn 2 unless I get really lucky with my probe and my draw step. Actually, this hand has a duress. I'm going to try to keep this. This might be too land heavy, but I feel like if I'm playing against something with blue, then the turn 1 duress is good. Just turn 1 duress on the play seems pretty solid, so I'm gonna try this out. I suppose I could probe first. But I kind of want to save a spell. I'm just going to duress. Pretty much no matter what, I'm playing the duress on turn 1, so. Okay. Council's Judgment, Jace, Thoughtseize, and a bunch of lands. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with this. Write down Jace, Judgment, lands. Just a little reminder. Definitely a much better hand now with the turn 1 duress. Definitely does seem a little land heavy, but could be okay. Okay, LED is a solid draw. I'm just going to fire off probe. Still the same hand. Huh. So, if Dark Control 4/5 gives me 3 up to 4. Yeah, you just cast Ad Nauseam for a lot and crack LED. So what I kind of want to crack LED for, I guess I have to crack it for black. So I'm going to play Dark Ritual. Can play Cabal Ritual. Play Volcanic Island. Play Lion's Eye Diamond. Hold Control. Cast Ad Nauseam, crack LED for black. Okay. Still can't win with that yet, so keep going. 10, 9, 8, 7. Just a skill. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 5 spells. Might as well keep going. 6, 5. I'm going to stop at 5. Pay 2. Dark Ritual. Rain Filth. Cabal Ritual. Tendrils for 20. Alright, so that was a pretty solid game 1. We ended up getting some pretty fortunate draws to just cast the Ad Naus turn 2. Ran away with a kill. So this deck is super sweet. I really love playing this deck. You can just get your opponent sometimes. I really want to try this out in like a real tournament sometime. I just feel like you're not even playing Magic at this point anymore. It's like a different game. Like your opponent's over here with their fair cards, like Thoughtseize, Jason Mind Sculptor. My opponent didn't even come close to casting Jason Mind Sculptor that game, obviously. But I mean that happens a lot in games of Eternal formats. But Jace is still extremely powerful, and Oh, turn one, Thoughtseize got to rest, and the rest of your hand does nothing. You're just dead to a combo deck like this. Just really punishing. Really fun. All right. Game 2. Let's move on to the sideboard. I think against them, I just really want the extra Cabal Therapy. I don't think Abrupt Decay or Frozen Grip are really worth it. I don't think they're going to have Chalice or anything like that that I could be worried about. So I think that these type of matchups are pretty favorable. I could bring in Chrome Mox, but I don't think I really need to go faster with the Chrome Moxes. Generally like cutting with Dark Petition because it's kind of clunky. And the Rain of Filth, it just isn't the best Magic card ever. I could put in like one Chrome Mox. On the draw, Chrome Mox just seems kind of fine in a matchup like this. And the Therapy. And then I'll cut the Petition in the Rain. Yeah, I like this. Alright. Yeah, every matchup when you're boarding and you don't have to bring in like the Bayou Trop for Decay to Frozen Grip, just feels like you're so favored. Still think this card's really powerful, but it's really clunky. I know that in Caleb's most updated list, he played no Dark Petitions main deck, a second Tendrils, 2 Chrome Moxes. I think he cut the Rain of Filth. This hand's solid. Still, it has a lot of lands, kind of like the last one, but I think the spells in it are much more powerful. Now, if you draw like if we get a Brainstorm or something, this hand's insane. Probably getting Thoughtseize to rest. This time they get to resolve their discard spell on turn 1. This hand definitely is lacking like any action. Needs something good, but probably gonna take the Preordain. If not, then Dark Ritual. Yeah, took the Dark Rit, which also makes sense. I just feel like with like playing against a hand like this, you kind of want to stop your opponent from having stuff. I'm just gonna probe. I wasn't gonna probe, but I kind of wanted to get a look into my opponent's deck a little bit more. I knew generally what cards they'd be playing, but people don't. I haven't played against a deck like this in a bit in Legacy, but I like what I'm seeing. It looks like a lot of fun. Snap, X2, TNN, Verdict, Flats. Okay. Chrome Mox is okay here. His hand isn't like exactly explosive enough to really abuse it. I'm just gonna get Basic Island. They usually don't play Wastelands, but I'm not gonna risk it. Cabal Ritual, Cabal Therapy. Yeah, I don't think either of these are good enough right now. Could even like just gotten 2 snaps with the Therapy, and I decided not to take it. Maybe I should have done that. There's definitely an argument for making that play. Okay, Swamp, not great. Yeah, this hand still doesn't really do anything. Just play a fetch and pass, I guess. Probably my best bet. Yeah, thinking back on it, maybe I am supposed to just keep the therapies or the therapy and do that line. Like, I guess knowing that my card after was a Dark Ritual maybe affects that a little. One double fetching, so they can either snap Duress, which I feel like they probably do before they TNN, unless their like hand is something crazy. Yeah, maybe I'm just supposed to take the therapy. I guess therapy is like obviously pretty good right there, because I know they have their hand is the 2 snaps. The TNN doesn't really do anything. Like, it's not gonna kill me anytime soon. Like, TNN's pretty good if I try to win with like an ad nauseum top deck in like a bunch of turns, but Even this hand is pretty fine if I draw like ad nauseam, something like that. Can almost go off with just like a Pass and Flames too. Duress is okay, but it doesn't really do anything. I might as well take a look at his hand though. Okay, a Thoughtseize and a Verdict. Yeah, it would have been so good to take the therapy. You would have been able to therapy both the Snapcasters. We still got Thoughtseized once, but hand of just TNN Verdict is like so much worse against us. I kind of want to just Mox on my Dark Ritual and then play Lotus Petal. Because if I let him just Thoughtseize my Dark Ritual, then these two cards in hand are doing nothing. Like, if I do this play, then it means... Yeah, I just think it makes me have a lot more life draws. Like, our graveyard's already pretty stacked, so... Yeah, I'm just doing this. And then just pass. I could play the Misty, but it's like the same thing as not playing the Misty, so... I guess playing Misty is slightly better if I decide to... Or if I end up drawing, like, ad nauseam, but that's, like, it. If I draw Brainstorm, then it's, like, the same. If I draw Brainstorm, then maybe it's actually slightly better, because I don't even necessarily need to shuffle off the Brainstorm. Like, if I Brainstorm into 3 spells, then I want to be able to put land back. Okay, still makes the Snapcaster Thoughtseize play, which I think that he kind of has to. So use a hand of lands. So yeah, we really need some good draw steps in the next couple turns. Oh, look, it's a Brainstorm. So I don't want to say rewarded, you know, for not playing the land. But if we do draw 3 spells, I'm be like, look at that. Oh, 3 spells. Okay, I don't actually think I want to keep all this things. I don't really need the Cabal Therapy. It doesn't do anything. Lotus Petal's totally fine, though. And I'm just going to crack this fetch now. Because there's no way that I can get, like, you know, insane value off of Brainstorming next turn and seeing 2 cards I don't know. It's much better to just dig 3 cards, or like 4 cards, effectively, after this. So, let's get another C, because it doesn't really matter. I don't think they play Wasteland. And even if they do play Wasteland, then it's good for me to have 2 C's in play. I'm going to save the Lotus Petal for next turn. Still another hand is just TNN Verdict, so not too much to worry about. We have a lot of live draws here. It is possible to just whiff off this Brainstorm, but it's going to be hard. Especially because we don't really bring in too many cards in after board in this matchup, like just therapies. Or I guess just 1 therapy even. TNN is fine. Protection from me. Alright, LED is a solid draw. Brainstorm. Cabal Therapy. And Petal. Back on top. Preordain bottom. I guess I could like wait a turn and then Preordain, but Delta, that's not good. So we have a draw step. But just 1 draw step is all we get for a payoff spell that isn't ad nauseam. I guess there's not that. I guess it's like any of the 4 tutors Tendrils doesn't do it. Or any of the 5 tutors, I suppose. Because we have so much mana, we just need like a spell that does something. I guess we ended up boarding out a tutor for this Chrome Mox, and maybe tutor would have been better because we had a bunch of mana and nothing to do with it. So, but hindsight is 2020. Maybe I should have played these LEDs because it seems like the biggest form of interaction that our opponent's deck has is Thoughtseize. Like probably has Force of Will, almost certainly, but unless they drew one in the past 2 cards, then it's not like, you know, relatively. It's not something to play around. Like obviously, if I can't play around it, I will. But Brainstorm is fine. Now if they have Force of Will, then definitely dead. Actually, unless the card we draw is Past in Flames, because we can almost 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Actually, no, we can't Past in Flames twice and still win. But it's like close. 4. Actually, it's only 9 to do it. 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, we could. Dark Ritual, Cabal Ritual. Yeah, we could Past in Flames twice and almost still win this game. Get to cast. Oh, we can't cast a Probe, so it would have to be a good Brainstorm. But it's not impossible. I'd have to crack one for like red, one for blue, cast it off the pedal. Oh, we can play we have the land drop too, actually, which is not even bad. Disenchant the pedal. Okay. Got me. Cabal Therapy means dead. Okay, that happens. So maybe I do want just another card to help me win. Like Dark Petition is probably good enough this matchup. Maybe I want a second Chrome Mox on the play. Maybe Chrome Mox is just not good in this matchup though. Probably don't even need to be faster. All my other cards are just way better. Especially if they're bringing in like Disenchant. I'm kind of fine with cutting the Rain of Filth for the discard spell. I could cut a Duress for a Rain of Filth. Do something like that. I could even cut the Rain of Filth for the Chrome Mox. But they're kind of similar cards. Alright. Play first. This hand is weird. I think it's like a Pedal Brainstorm Duress hand. I'm going to keep it. If we get some good draws off the Brainstorm, then this hand is insane. And I'm kind of fine throwing away Pedal just to check if, you know, the draw is unreal, so. If he has a Force and decides to force this Brainstorm, then I'm also pretty fine with something like that. I just can't imagine, you know, my opponent doing that on turn 1. But even if they do, then we just have, you know, Crack, Fetch, Duress, and we're in totally fine shape. But Pedal Brainstorm is definitely, like, you know, an interesting line. You definitely have to think for a second after your opponent decides to Pedal Brainstorm. Ooh, he did decide to force it. Okay. Luckily, our hand is still pretty okay after that happening, so. I'm just going to get greedy and get the Underground Seer because I don't think my opponent's deck has Wasteland. Thoughtseize Inquisition. I'm going to take the Inquisition because Thoughtseize is basically the same card right now. It's a little bit annoying. You can definitely see them just taking the Infernal Tutor. Hand is okay, though. Might be able to set something up. Okay, takes the Inferno Tutor. You kind of have to take the Inferno Tutor there. I'm just going to wait a turn. Casting a Brainstorm on this turn isn't like horrible or anything, but it doesn't really do anything. If I can wait a couple turns, like the longer the better that I can wait. So my opponent has a Disenchant, and that's the only card I know about. Huh. I could Brainstorm. I'm gonna wait one more turn. Disenchant doesn't really do anything, and like cards are so valuable in this deck. So the longer that I can wait for this Brainstorm, the better, for sure. Like next turn, if I can Brainstorm up to, you know, like 7 cards in hand, that's a big deal. And has 2 therapies, 2 Brainstorms. The Pedal. I can't play the Pedal because I know that he has a Disenchant. But I could Cabal Therapy something this turn. Like I could just put back Cabal Therapy, Brainstorm, crack this, get another C, and then play a Therapy. I kind of want to risk it and just name the Force here. Because especially with me knowing about the Disenchant, it doesn't do anything. And I can definitely use that to my advantage. Force of Will. EE, Disenchant, Academy Runes. Okay, yeah, so 3 cards that do virtually nothing against me. Like when I know about those cards, I can play around them so easily. Maybe this is a matchup where Brainstorm. Brainstorm's a really good draw. Because those cards don't do anything, so with a fetch land to play Brainstorm is just like the best possible draw. I suppose with Therapy I could have named something like Brainstorm. I guess I could have taken a card just so that they couldn't put it back with Brainstorm. The only card I knew about was the Disenchant, but Disenchant just seems like a horrible name after they have 2 cards I don't know about. So they took a fetch land. And they have 3 new cards? I guess so. They get one of the new 3. White, blue. Rest in Peace. Okay. So they took fetch land, Rest in Peace, and maybe one other new card. But they definitely have one of those cards still in their hand. Okay, I'm just going to pass here. Getting pretty close to something like LED just being enough. So as long as I can wait, then I will. Ponder's a great draw. The thing that I can do is Brainstorm and then Ponder, but I don't think that this is a type of game where something like that's going to happen. Crack fetch. Is he casting like... I don't know what card you would cast here. Like, why would you want to crack a fetch to cast something? Is he like Ventures my Ponder? No, that's not happening. Notion Thief. Notion Thief is an insane card. Hmm. I guess I want the land. Notion Thief is just not a card I was expecting. Yeah, sorry if I just stopped talking. I just got like blown out by this Notion Thief. So I don't really know what to do. And they get to draw a card off that. That was just dirty. Just filthy. Not right. Ad nauseum is definitely one of the best possible cards I can win with in a game like this. Wow. So I guess this is like a 2-turn clock that I have to set up. I want to just play like two weird cards that happen to be amazing against me. Pedal. I can't even cast like Dark Ritual ad nauseum. Jeez, that's a blowout. Such a blowout. And I didn't bring in any removal because I didn't think, I figured this deck would fight it with counter spells and stuff, but these cards are showing up. I guess I just have to like, I don't know. I don't think I can beat a Canonist in play actually. Like I just can't storm enough. All right. I could Infernal Tutor for another Dark Ritual there, but having multiple Dark Rituals does nothing against this card. Activates the Tar Pit, sets up the turn lethal. Looks like we're just dead. Man. The old Notion Thief, Ethersworn Canonist combos over here. We were smot down. Just have no answers to that card in my deck right now. I guess like I could like Cabal Therapy it if I knew it was in his hand, but that's about it. End with Grace. And one Get Probed. Oh, I can't even draw off that Get Probe. He gets to draw off the Get Probe. And I can't cast any more spells. Good game. Oh. Okay. So yeah, I feel like that matchup's probably really favorable. It seems like this is one of the best cards that they could have. But it happens. You just lose to decks sometimes with this deck. I don't know. Maybe I could have sideboarded in Decays for game 3. But game 2, I didn't really lose to any cards that were decayable. I didn't see Canonist at all. If I'd seen Canonist in game 2, then I definitely would have brought in Decays for game 3. But oh well. Gonna get back to some more matches right after this.